tournament, another latest match, another Indian that we all have to cheer for. It is just down to the wire now. The tiebreaker between India's wonder kid, Ramesh Praggnanandhaa, and current world #1 Magnus Carlsen is underway in the final of the World Chess Championship in Azerbaijan's Baku. The prodigy has already punched above his weight, but has set his sight on scripting history. The first round of the tiebreaker has concluded, and Carlsen has the advantage after winning with the black pieces. Now, 2 more rounds remain, and the 18-year-old Praggnanandhaa has to win both of them to clinch the title. My colleague Gaurav Gupta is tracking this match closely for us. Let's connect with him and understand what exactly is happening. Gaurav, this is another nail-biting match. Of course, this comes after yesterday's excitement and yesterday's celebration. That one thing that we were cheering for. And today, of course, we can't wait to get the results of this tiebreaker match. But tell us what's happening in that final tiebreaker match between Praggnanandhaa and Magnus Carlsen. All right, the big breaking right now that is coming in that India's wonder kid Praggnanandhaa has lost the chess championship final. He has gone down fighting in that extremely crucial final. India's chess prodigy has been defeated by world #1 Praggnanandhaa, by world #1 Magnus Carlsen. And remember, Praggnanandhaa has, of course, lost this match, but in this whole process, he has won the hearts of many. 18-year-old Praggnanandhaa, we have the results of that match now, where Magnus Carlsen, world #1, has retained his spot as the chess world champion. Gaurav Gupta, my colleague, is joining us with more details on this. Gaurav, since morning we were awaiting the results of this tiebreaker contest between Praggnanandhaa and Magnus Carlsen, and we just have this coming in from Azerbaijan that Praggnanandhaa has been defeated by Magnus Carlsen.
Magnus has shown off his class. He's proved that there's no substitute for experience, and there's still some way to go before the others around the world can catch up with him. But Pragg can hold his head up high. He's emerged as the star of this championship. As an absolute star, and certainly a rising star, and somebody who can tomorrow emulate Carlsen and do stand where Carlsen is standing today. It was always going to be tough for Pragg, considering that this is the first World Championship final, and he's also just 18. So at some point, I believe that the nerves were bound to catch up with him. And Carlsen, let's not forget, in the initial round was also affected by a stomach upset, by food poisoning. And I think once he's recovered his health, he's come back strongly, and he's proved his, his pedigree, why he's rated so highly, and why it's always a tough task to defeat somebody like him. So, but Pragg can, I'm sure he would have learned a lot from this defeat. And one day he'll come back really strong and perhaps, arrange this defeat against Carlsen at the biggest stage. And come 2026, 28, I see them winning big tournaments, Pragg and Gukesh and Arjun Iglesias and, Nihal Sareen and Vijay Gujrati, all of them. Really, Indian chess's future never looked so bright. And so this defeat, we should take it in our stride, and, we should look forward to better things from such, stupendous achievements from our chess players in the next 10 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. He has a long way to go, and of course he has age on his side and a lot of patience that this game, of course, requires. But Gaurav, we had been seeing that Magnus hadn't been, feeling well throughout these 2-3 days, and he even spoke about it, about how he was not feeling well. But it also gave him time to recover his mental peace, to recover his mental stability that is so needed for this kind of a competition. On the other hand, we also heard Praggnanandhaa speak about how he is also taking it one step at a time, that he's being very patient with this whole thing. Even when there are a lot of expectations from him, he intends to stay extremely calm in this kind of a very, very tough competition.
Yes, absolutely. Magnus has been a old fox, and he's proved his experience and his while is second to none. At the moment in world chess. As I said, I mean in this kind of a game, I was always expecting him to be really strong and hold his end up. Pragg also, I think, suddenly you realize that there's weight of so many expectations from you. Going into the tournament, I'm sure he would have had little expectations, and there was no pressure on him. He kind of skied through his opponents, beating Fabiano, Caruana, and the one or two more really high-ranked opponents. But in the final, he started off well and he took it to the tie breaks, which is pretty praiseworthy. But the longer the game lasts, you cannot count a class act like Magnus Carlsen out, and he was always bound to come back at some stage. He has done that. But let's not forget that there'll be a lot of learnings from this for Pragg, for young Pragg, and age is on his side, as you said. So lots to look forward to in the next few years. Both Arjun and both Pragg and Gukesh have qualified for the candidates next year, which I think includes the top 8 players of the world. So it will be interesting to see how they play there. And certainly a chess revolution has been ushered in by the 4-5 players, young players of India. So plenty of good things to look forward to in the next few years for Indian chess.
Absolutely. All right, Gaurav, thank you very much for joining us with those inputs on this big match that everybody had their eyes on.